Are you looking to find a legit virtual assistant company or remote work assistant company here in the Philippines that you can apply to or work with? And since for the past year, there are a lot of VA agencies or companies that are popping in and out of our different social media platforms, but especially on TikTok. There are a lot that are claiming that they are looking for virtual assistants even without experience, and you've never heard of this company, and now they're looking to hire a lot of VAs. And you are that someone who want to transition from being someone in the corporate world or an in-person work, and you want to enjoy being somebody who's just working from home so you can spend more time with your family, but you don't know if the companies that you are looking at or agencies that you want to apply to is a really good company. Then this video will solve all of that, because I am going to tell you the top VA agencies or companies that you can apply to here in the Philippines or as a Filipino. I am just not sure if they are hiring people, non-Filipinos, but definitely if you're a Filipino, you can definitely apply in these agencies. But you might be wondering, why are there so many virtual assistant agencies hiring Filipinos? There are other VA agencies from the list that I'm going to discuss here who's not here in the Philippines. They are actually based in the US, or they are Americans or Australians who are hiring Filipino VAs. So why are they looking for Filipinos? Number one, because Filipinos have great communication skills. They have very good and very neutral English communication skills, or neutral accents in English. That's why they love hiring Filipinos. Filipinos are also amazing workers. We are very skilled in terms of how to use Google Workspace, how we can easily learn a lot of tools. We are also very westernized, wherein we basically know the culture of the US more than other nationalities. So we grew up knowing Hollywood scene. We also have a lot of family members who are based in the US. So we are very familiar with the culture. That's why a lot of foreigners love to hire VAs here from the Philippines. And of course, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A lot of foreigners would like to hire virtual assistants from the Philippines because we charge less compared to their local employees. Or if they hire, let's say, an American living in America or in the US and charging X amount of dollars per hour. Here in the Philippines, as someone like me personally, I can say that I am, let's say, earning at $10 per hour. I can already purchase a car or purchase a home, as somebody who's earning $10 per hour, compared to an American. They will definitely not be able to purchase anything at $10 per hour. I can think about, it's going to be very hard for them to be living a really good life at $10 per hour, because the cost of living in the US is so much more expensive compared to the cost of living here in the Philippines. So that's definitely one of the biggest reasons why they'll hire virtual assistants. And that's not a bad thing. Honestly, it's definitely not a bad thing. Because if you're someone who's earning at $5 per hour here in the Philippines, you can go on vacation, you can purchase your own car, you can purchase your own home. If you are an experienced VA, or let's say you are working for an agency and you have a yearly increase in the agency that you're working with, then maybe in a year you are already at, let's say, $8 per hour, or in 2 years you're at $10 or $12 of $15 per hour, then definitely you are earning so much more and living a great life here in the Philippines. Knowing that we should take advantage of the fact that they are outsourcing their work here in the Philippines. Just like the call center industry, we're in a lot of people in the call center industry is earning so much. You can definitely earn so much more as a virtual assistant, and you are in the comforts of your own home. And let's take advantage of that, because right now, as remote work is going big in the US, they are all looking in the Philippines to hire virtual assistants because we're very good, the pay is great, and we are very familiar with their culture already. So it's very easy for them to train us as their VAs. So now that you know a few reasons why virtual assistant industry is growing here in the Philippines, then it's time for you to start applying in those agencies. But like I mentioned, how will you know if an agency is legit, or if this agency is a really good company to join? Before I tell you a list of those agencies that you can apply for, let me first tell you the qualities that you need to check first in an agency before you submit your application. The first thing that you need to look for in an agency is that they are transparent with their pricing and their benefits. So if you find someone or an agency that isn't transparent in terms of the benefits, and they tell you, if you want to learn more, message me privately, then that's already a red flag. You have to make sure that this agency that you're applying for all have their benefits and their pricing or their offers available online. You can either see it on their LinkedIn page, their official website, or on their social media platforms. So make sure that they are very transparent with their pricing. You know what you're getting, you know what's in it for you, you know what the benefits are if you work with them. Like, do you have an HMO? Do you have allowances? Do you have an increase? Do you have other different benefits that you can enjoy if you decide to work for them? You have to make sure that as a virtual assistant or any type of employee, you are getting your work's worth in terms of the benefits. The next quality that you need to look out for from these agencies is in terms of flexibility. You have to make sure that as an agency, they will be very much willing to find a client for you. We have different personalities, we have different types of work attitude, you have different types of background or work experience. So you have to make sure that the agency that you're going to apply for is flexible in terms of providing you with a client that is a great match with what you can offer. And you should also be able to ask that agency that if, for example, they match you with a client who is not a good match, will they be able to rematch you with someone else? So make sure that they are very transparent with that, so that, of course, whatever agency that you apply with, or whatever company or remote work company you apply for, will definitely have some sense of job security. Next important thing about an agency that you should look out for is that they have a fast response time. This agency should have a customer service team who you can ask questions to, or they have a social media management team wherein you can ask different questions about the company. So make sure that they do have, or you have someone that you can talk to prior to you even applying, so that if you have any issues with the company, once you start working with them, you know that you can easily approach them in all of their different social media platforms. Next quality of an agency that you should consider before applying is that they do a background check on their applicants. There are a lot of so-called agencies or remote work companies who advertises no experience needed, no resume needed, instant hire, etc. that's already a red flag because they are not screening their applicants properly. For you to have a really good agency, you should have your own standards because you are providing work to a client. So you're promising your client that you are hiring specific type of virtual assistants or executive virtual assistants within the service standards that you promised your client. So you have to make sure that the agency you're joining with do background checks or filter the best applicants that they have within the standards that they have. The next quality that you need to look for in an agency is that they do have a great social media presence or an online presence. They should have an official website. They should have an Indeed profile wherein you can see reviews from their employees. They should have a LinkedIn profile wherein you can see what they're offering, what their culture is, etc. They should have different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or YouTube. Social media platforms is not required. Some agencies don't have social media platforms, but they are still legit. I'll mention one of those agencies in a few minutes, but a LinkedIn page, an Indeed page, an official website is definitely a non negotiable. Last but definitely not the least, the agency or the company should have a great support system. Even if you are applying as a virtual assistant, a freelancer, or a remote worker, they should still have a semblance of support that they can give you since they are hiring you as an independent contractor within their company or their agency. They should always still provide an online support. Let's say they have a manager or they have a supervisor wherein you can run to if you're having issues with a client or you're having issues with a specific task. So they should have a semblance of community within their agency. Now that you know what qualities to look out for when you are trying to find the best agency or the best company that you can apply to, now let's go on to the list. This is the exciting part. So these are my top 15 agencies or companies that you can apply for as a virtual assistant, an independent contractor, a freelancer, or a remote worker. All of these agencies are definitely hiring Filipinos. Some of them might hire Filipinos outside of the Philippines, but definitely they are hiring Filipinos here in the Philippines. Some of them might also hire non-Filipino VAs. I'm just not sure who yet. Probably I'll go into more detail on each of this company in another video. But right now, I'm just summarizing all of them. I will put all of their links in the description down below if you are interested in applying. But right now, let's just go through them all. I'm not going to discuss them all in detail or talk about what their qualifications are. I'm just telling you that these companies are currently hiring virtual assistants or remote workers. So you can definitely check them out and send your resume. First company, of course, is my family, my home, my favorite agency in the Philippines. That is Athena. Athena Executive Assistants or Athena Careers. You can check them out in the description link down below. Now, Athena already is not considered an agency. Athena is actually a Philippine entity. So once you get hired in Athena as a remote worker or a virtual executive assistant, you are already considered as a Filipino employee. Athena will pay for your government benefits such as your taxes, your SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig. They will pay for that already. And they also already follow the Philippine Labor Code law. So that's Athena. Prior to that, I think 2 years ago or a year ago, Athena was not a Philippine entity. So Athena were hiring independent contractors. But now, if you apply for Athena, you are already applying as a Filipino employee. Athena also is just hiring full-time virtual assistants. They are not hiring part-timers. So if you're looking for a part-time work, Athena is not an agency for you. Next up on our list is Cyberbacker. Cyberbacker already have, I think, more than 3,000 virtual assistants under their belt, and they are definitely still growing. So make sure that you try try Cyberbacker as well. I know Cyberbacker are hiring both part-time and full-time VAs, so check them out. Next agency is Hello Rache. Now, Hello Rache do only hire specific niche VAs, and they are the VAs with the medical background. If you don't have a medical background, I think you can still apply because they also have training. They also have part-time and full-time offers, if I'm not mistaken, but check them out. Hello Raish also has a very high starting rate. I think their starting rate is at $7 per hour. Next agency is Magic. I have been hearing Magic for some time now. I think they are one of the pioneers in terms of remote work company here in the Philippines. I've been hearing them for I think more than 5 years already, or 5 years ago. They used to be a very small company, but since the rise of virtual assistants here in the Philippines, they have grown a lot. They do accept part-timers also, so check them out. Next company, this is the one that I am talking about earlier, that they don't have a social media presence. They don't have a TikTok. I don't think they have an Instagram, but I know they do have a Facebook page. But they're very active on LinkedIn, and I think they also have Indeed. But this company is very, very quiet. They are very, very silent. I don't see any of their people or their employees on social media promoting this company, but definitely they are 100% legit, and they are 100% hiring virtual assistants. And that is Persona. I'll put the link down below. I can't say so much more about Persona. I know they're hiring full time. I'm not sure if they're hiring part time, but since they're very quiet, I don't know anything much about them. But they pay very high, very good. Next company that you can check out is MyOutDesk PH. I've heard them before already. I think they are hiring real estate virtual assistants, so check them out. Next company that's very active on TikTok as well and all of the social media platforms is the VA Hub. They have a lot of their employees promoting it on social media. I think they are definitely very active on TikTok, so you can check them out. I'm just not sure if they're hiring part-time, but definitely they're hiring full-time. Next up is Virtudesk. I think this is similar with MyOutDesk. I've been seeing them before. I think they are hiring just real estate VAs. I'm not sure if they're hiring other general VAs or other niche type of virtual assistant, but I know they do hire real estate VAs. Next up is another favorite of mine. It's Coconut VA. They are fairly new. Their CEO went viral on TikTok before because he was documenting his experience as a virtual assistant in the Philippines. So check them out. I'll post the links in the caption down below. Coconut VA is another great VA agency here in the Philippines. Next up is the sister company of Hello Rache. While Hello Rache focuses on medical VAs, this company, Pineapple Staffing, focuses on your general virtual assistants. They are hiring part-timers and full-timers. So again, check them out. Next up is Outsourcing Angel. I don't know much about it, but I really have a very good friend who's working for Outsourcing Angel. I think she works for the CEO of Outsourcing Angel. So check them out also. I'm not sure if they're hiring part-time, but definitely full-time they are. Next up is a very famous company or a very famous agency also, and they're REVA Global. They are specifically hiring real estate virtual assistants. Next company that is very, very active also here on different social media platforms is Sphere Rocket. They are hiring both part-time and full-time VAs, but I know they are hiring VAs with experience or BPO experience. Next VA agency is in an agency of a very good friend of mine. This is just an upcoming agency. They are very small, but they will definitely go big in the next few years or few months. And that's Next Level Assist PH. So check that out. It's a very, very new agency, Filipinos for Filipinos. Last but definitely not the least is Support Shepherd. I've seen them very active on LinkedIn and on Instagram. I know they're hiring full-time, not sure if they're hiring part-time. So Support Shepherd is the last one on our list, but we have a lot more. I'm going to discuss them all one by one. I'm trying to get a guest speaker from each of these company to talk about their qualifications, what their benefits are, so that I can post them here on my YouTube channel. So now that you know the list of virtual assistant agencies that you can apply to and what you need to look out for if you're looking for a virtual assistant agency to join, then all you have to do now is create your profile, create your resume, and start sending out those applications to these agencies. If you want to learn more about how to become a virtual assistant or a freelancer or specifically an executive virtual assistant, you can follow me on all of my social media platforms. I will put the link on the description down below. I also have a free learning center, a lifetime access to a free learning center where you can have all of the information that you need grouped in specific topics within that free learning center. You can also have downloadable templates, downloadable resume templates that you can use. All you have to do is join, and the link will be in the description below as well. If you want to learn how to become an executive virtual assistant, I do have a free webinar. I will put the link up here. It's a free webinar that I recorded and it's here on YouTube. You can definitely watch that. But if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to become an executive virtual assistant, I have a paid online course via Thinkific. It's a lifetime access. It has 16 modules and 18 hours worth of tutorial videos. I will, of course, put the link of my online course in the description below. And before I say goodbye, I highly, highly suggest to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to learn more about how to become a freelancer, a virtual assistant. All of my content will definitely be in English. So even if you're not a Filipino and you want to learn how to be a VA, you can definitely learn from my channel. So hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.